Hello and welcome to Freedom News, the news you can use to help keep Canada free. From Christianity Today, terrorists in Burkina Faso execute 6 at Pentecostal church. Christians in Burkina Faso are mourning a deadly attack on a Pentecostal church as a new turning point in terrorism in the West African nation. Sunday's shooting at an Assemblies of God congregation in a northern village left 6 people dead, including the pastor, and represents the first church attack among the recent surge of Islamist violence. A dozen gunmen on motorcycles stormed the courtyard of the Sengaji church after worship, fatally shooting its longtime pastor as well as 5 other congregants after demanding they convert to Islam, according to a statement sent to Christianity Today by the General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God in Burkina Faso, Michael Odrego. These attackers also stole from the church and burned its pulpit. The church was one of the oldest Pentecostal congregations in the region, which borders Mali to the north, and Pastor Pierre Odrego had served there since its founding in the 1980s. The longtime pastor had sensed danger, but told family members, quote, he prefers to die for his faith rather than leave the village where he has served for nearly 40 years, end quote, said his son-in-law, according to the Assemblies of God statement. The victims include the pastor's son and his brother-in-law, who served as a deacon in the church. Burkina Faso declared a state of emergency in some of its northern provinces last year due to ongoing violence. The church attack comes days after another half-dozen people were killed by assailants elsewhere in the country. Islamists have been blamed for the abductions of a Spanish Catholic priest and a Canadian geologist earlier this year. After 200 attacks over the past 3 years, the government considers Sunday's shooting to be the first at a house of worship, a sign that the violence could be shifting from indiscriminate to targeted. Burkina Faso is about 60% Muslim and about 25% Christian, around 20% Catholic and 5% Protestant. An op-ed in L'Observatoire Palga suggests that pastors will begin to fear their public worship gatherings could become targets. Quote, evidently, the forces of evil who are imposing their dirty war on us and who know where it hurts now want to set religions against each other in a country where, nevertheless, peaceful coexistence between the different religions has always been the bedrock of social cohesion, end quote, read an English translation of the article. Pope Francis offered prayers for the entire Christian community in Burkina Faso after the Assemblies of God attack. The country has faced a growing threat of terrorist violence ever since 2016, when Al-Qaeda affiliates took hostages and went on a shooting spree in the capital city of Ouagadougou. 7 missionaries were killed in the incident. The incidents in Burkina Faso in recent years have been attributed to Ansarul Islam, the support group for Islam and Muslims, and the Islamic State of the Great Sahara. And these are the kinds of people that Trudeau has allowed into our country unvetted. Does he not care that these types of people are responsible for the abduction of a Canadian geologist? And Pope Francis, you can take your prayers and shove it. It is people like you who inflame this to happen by calling for such ridiculous things like open borders. Borders exist for a reason. National sovereignty exists for a reason, to combat these things, this problem. Countries have a right to dictate who comes into their country and who does not. Well, that's all I have for today. Like if you like, share, comment, and of course, subscribe. And remember, working together, we can help keep Canada free. Thank you, and have a good day.